So I just stepped in the house, okay? Me and my homegirl, we went to the movies. We sure the fuck did. We went to see Jennifer's Body. And before we clock the tea on Jennifer's Body, okay, before we get into the meat and baked potato on that ass, I want to first talk about the whack ass service that I received. Me and her received upon our arrival to the Regal Theater, okay? Now, when we got to the Regal, there was, we purchased our tickets, whatever the case was. We went up the escalator on that ass, saw this guy, the person who takes the tickets, looking like a pilot, like a plane director or something. Like, bitch, calm down, okay? Calm down. So, he takes my ticket and he rips it and he mumbles something under his breath, okay? I could not hear you because you were mumbling, but I paid it because I'm like, okay, my homegirl, she's going to give her ticket and then I'll ask the question again. Well, when she handed him what appeared to be the ticket, he was like, oh no, that's the receipt. Whatever the case is, I already took his ticket, blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, can you repeat again where we're supposed to go because I didn't hear it? And girl, he gave me an attitude. Oh, yes, okay, wow. Did he just really go there? Did he just really go there, right? So he's giving me all this attitude, talking about something, okay, it's gonna be to your left. Okay, well, girl, I'm ready for you to calm down because number one, I'm looking into your mouth and I'm seeing all type of catastrophes, okay? I'm seeing a disaster of catastrophic measures. I'm looking in your mouth and I'm seeing, plaque buildup, calcium buildup, gangrene, gingivitis. I'm seeing all types of mess in your mouth. So how you feel like you're gonna give somebody an attitude when you dealing with something that is on such a level of extreme urgency? How are you gonna give me an attitude? I don't understand that. Like, maybe I would not have noticed his grill was so jacked had he been humble about like, you know what, okay, it's gonna be on the left. I probably would have been blinded to the fact. But because he was such a jerk off, okay, an ass wipe, a piece of dirty toilet paper, because he was all of those things, when he opened up his mouth to tell me to the left, I noticed that his teeth looked like a hammerhead shark. Okay? And not only that, but your breath. Okay, see, let me tell you something about people with bad attitudes. When people have bad attitudes, you notice so much more about them than you would have if they were just like bubbly and friendly and things like this. When people are nice, you don't necessarily notice that, you know what I'm saying, that maybe they bald head, or maybe they got their track exposed, or maybe they got a little bit of cellulite. You don't notice these things, man, when the people have a good personality, but it's when they got them jacked up motherfucking personalities, these badass attitudes, is when you notice their flaws and things of this nature. Okay, now, when he did that, I said, you know what, girl, I'm gonna pay him because, first of all, he is not all that. I'm like, he's giving me a fever, but clearly inside of his mouth is scarlet fever. That's where that resides. Let me, pump it on down to the movie, whatever the case might be. So me and my homegirl, we got to the theater to Jennifer's Body. We were a little bit early, by the way. So when we got in, girl, the theater was empty. No wonder the movie bombed. But, the theater was empty and things of this nature. So my homegirl was like, well, you want to go get some snacks? You want to get some snacks? A little munch and crunch, whatever the... Okay, girl, I'm fine with the Cracker Jacks. I'm fine with the Twizzlers, whatever the case might be. So, we were in line, this one line. Okay, let's just say there was 3 people in the line that we were in. She was like, oh, this line don't got nobody in it. So we went on down. This is when the shit hit the fan. I don't know what this bitch name was, but we're going to call her Sandra. Sandra had an attitude from A to Z. For no reason, child. Me child, she had an attitude for no reason. Okay, so we pull up to the, counter. And this is what she said, verbatim. Welcome to the Regal. Would you like to try our pizza? Wow. I'm gonna need for you to... Did you even hear the way that came out of your mouth? Did you not hear what you just said and how you said it? Like, even if I was interested in the pizza, now I'm not interested. It does not look appealing to me the way you're holding the box. Do you want some pizza? Okay, girl, that is a ghetto fried chicken. I'm gonna need for you to act like you know where you're working. You're working in the Regal, and yet your service is not Regal at all. There's nothing royal about the way you're talking to your customers. And with me, I'm a nice person, so I don't see why she felt like she needed to act some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the thing about it. If she was having a bad night, I can understand that. I can understand. Okay, fine, okay. Then just say, you know what, please forgive me. I'm not really having the best night, but would you like to try some pizza? Because, we supposed to sell this product, but girl, I'm not even in the mood to sell it. But do you want some pizza? It's pretty good. But just this attitude, but it gets better, girl, it gets better. So, I was like, no, thank you. I would not like any pizza. And as I'm getting ready to utter the words in reference to what it is that I did want, she gonna look at this other female and start talking. I'm assuming it was her friend the way she was talking to her. And I'm just looking like, no, she didn't. clearly she didn't just do that. Clearly she did not play me to the left, somebody who's trying to pay her to get the products that she's trying to sell. I know she didn't just do that. So she starts having like a full-out conversation like, yes, girl, yes, I got my nails done. I sure did. And let me pause that. Let's pause that thought for a moment. See, this is the reason why people don't want to hire black folks. Now, here's the thing. I hate that I said that because it is a generalization, but it's true when people say one bad apple can spoil the whole bunch. It could be that one person who sees, who maybe ain't been exposed to those many begreepens, those many black folks, and see that one little ignorant chicken head, okay, thinking she was a swamp princess, when clearly she's a catfish, okay, know your role, okay, you're under that sea with the sea urchins, okay, thinking you're somebody's swamp princess, you're not royalty. Not even close. You know what I'm saying? So this bitch giving all this fever, and that's all they need to run off and be like, oh girl, I was at the theater and oh my god, this bitch was just so ghetto. She was holding the pizza like this and it was like crumbled up. I mean, when I opened up the box, it was like so crumbled. The cheese was like all on the ceiling of the box. Ah! That's all they need to just run off and just have a field day about black folks. And now people like me and other people can't get a job because of nasty attitudes like her and that snaggletooth tiger who took my ticket and was like, to the left, to the left. No, bitch, to the right, to the right. Because you ain't right. You have an attitude problem, sweetie, sweetheart. And so, anyway, so I stood there, and my homegirl, you know, she was like, okay, well, you know, can you tell me about the water? Like, what are the sizes for the water? And she was like, we got a medium water and a large water, and it's only 25 cents difference. Wow. I looked at my homegirl and said, you know what, bitch, I don't have to take this. And I pumped it to the next line. Oh, yes, ma'am. I sure did, because I'm not going to even let this bitch touch my card. She's not worthy. She's not worthy to touch my plastic. Because this is what I mean when I say this is a scatterbrain bitch. Because clearly her brain is scrambled, like some scrambled eggs on that ass. If she thinks that she's going to talk to me the way she's talking to me, and I'm about to hand her my money and give her my money that's helping her keep her job and let her swipe my card. Oh no, she's not touching my digits. Because as far as I'm concerned, this bitch is a swiper. She's one of them. She looked like one of them people who will take your card and keep the little information on the side and then steal your identity. Oh, yes, ma'am. So anyway, I pumped it to the next line, and I was just, my homegirl was like, girl, come, Quadia, come on back. Or I said, no. I know I like to joke a lot, but I'm not playing. I'm not giving her anything. And I don't care if she can hear me. I don't care if she's wondering why I just abruptly left her line. Girl, think about it. Take a minute. Ding! So, sitting in the next line, and the guy, he was really nice. He was really cute. Now, this other guy, I don't have nothing bad to say about him because he was really sweet. And I get up to the front. He was like, well, you okay? I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah, this bitch, she just was giving me attitude. And, ooh, she just got it. Ooh, and mind you, the girl was like, like 3 feet away. So clearly, and I'm a loud person, so clearly this bitch heard me. And I wanted her to hear me because you need to know that you're a trifling little scallywag. You are trifling, okay? You are trifling like the chitterlings, like chitlins. You're trifling like chitlins, bitch. So, you know, I'm just like, yes, this bitch. I was just going off on this bitch. And he was like, oh, what, that chick from downstairs? I'm like, no, her. I'm like, no, this bitch right here. Whoever she is. And he was like, oh. I'm like, yes. I'm like, I'm sorry. You don't have to elaborate on my opinion because that might be your friend. He's like, oh, no, please. Which means to me that he is confirming that this bitch got a bad attitude. Girl, listen. I said it once, I'll say it again. If you don't like your job, then quit. I don't know you, you don't know me, but guess what? What I know is that you're working here at the Regal behind the concession stand, so you need to act like you know what your position is and fall into your position. Fall into form, girl. Snap back and fall into form. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Sit up here talking to people any type of way, think they about to just hand you cash. And we dealing it with the recession, with this overpriced candy. Girl, I could have easily went to the Target up the street and got me some Twizzlers, got me some Jolly Ranchers and called it in. But I was trying to support the theater, and whatever the case is. And you giving me an attitude, girl, what you can do is blow my asshole. Okay, you can blow my asshole. But then again, maybe not because your lips look shitty. On that note, let's hop on down to the movie Jennifer's Body in question. Jennifer's Body, in my personal opinion, was awful. I did not like it. My homegirl was like, she's seen worse, but that's not a compliment to the movie when you say you've seen worse. Even though you're saying you've seen worse, the point is this movie was still bad, and I'm not trying to talk about what I've seen worse of. The point is, I just paid all this money for this crappy-ass movie, and it was not that good. No shade, but Megan Fox, her acting to me is not all that. She played a role that to me seems like that could be how she is in real life. No shade, I'm not saying that's how she is, but that's the impression that I received. And even my homegirl was like, well, it seemed like to me she was playing a role that she was so comfortable with, like maybe that's how she is. Okay, that's that on that. The plot of the movie was kind of dumb to me. The other girl, I can't think of her name. The girl who was in Mamma Mia. I'm a huge fan of her because she's in Big Love as well, and I love Big Love, and I think her character is awesome. She did good in Mamma Mia, so I figured, you know, it'd be okay because she was in it, and I figured she was one of those actresses that takes her job seriously, and she reads through it like, okay, I'm not taking this role because this is not going to do anything for my career. So when I went, I was just really thinking it was going to be, you know, something. And then my homie was like, oh yes, and Chelsea Handler, she loved it. Chelsea Handler, I'm never taking your fucking advice again because you don't have the same taste that I have in movies, right? But the movie itself, it was awful. In my opinion, it was dumb. The ending, let me tell you something about me real quick. When it comes to movies, I'm a big ending person. I might be more forgiving of the movie if the ending kind of ties it in. But the ending to me is always the make or break. It's just like The Sixth Sense. Let me give you a couple of examples. When you saw The Sixth Sense, that ending just gave you chills. At least it gave me chills. Like when it all came together and we found out that Bruce Willis was dead all along. And, I mean, that was the furthest thing from our imagination that we were actually thinking. Girl, let me turn this thing down one moment. Yes! And so, you know, when Bruce Willis, when we found out that he was dead, and then they kind of did the flashback and he was dead on the bed, I'm like, wow, that was the furthest thing from my imagination. Okay, that's one example. Another example would be, a lot of people that I've talked to said they didn't like this movie, but me personally, I enjoyed this movie, The Perfect Stranger with Halle Berry. After she got her Oscar, she picked up a couple of roles that I was not fond of. You know, she did Catwoman, she did a couple of other movies that to me were not all that. But in this particular piece, The Perfect Stranger, in my opinion, I feel like she did that role justice, and the ending gave me chills. Okay, let me give you one more example. The movie Enough with Jennifer Lopez. I love that movie, and the ending wasn't so much a suspense. I think we all knew how it was going to end, but just the way that the story was so cohesive, and it just built on itself so nicely. You know, I was a fan of those three movies. I mean, I'm a fan of a lot of different movies, but I gave those as an example to say that to me, the ending and just the overall piece, the collective piece, I can be very critical when it comes to movies because I'm a movie head. I don't fucking play with movies, okay? So Jennifer's Body, I did not like I mean, there was potential in certain spots, but the places where they had potential, girl, they let it dwindle. They let it go. So I'm like, you know what? Jennifer's Body, is she dead? Because we need to bury this bitch 6 feet under. It's done. It's over and done with. Anyway, on that note, sweetheart, I'm going to say this. Oh, God, my ADHD is kicking in. I want to say this before I let you guys go. So much wonderful stuff has been happening. So much wonderful stuff has been happening, dude. And on the real tip, I know that it is because of you are, you know what I'm saying, in the higher being, whether that's God, Allah, Jesus, Moses, Buddha, just the energy, whatever it is, I don't know. All I know is that I'm thankful to whatever's up there protecting me, watching over me, and to you guys for so much love, so much kindness, and just all that great stuff. You guys are awesome. I pray that I can continue to bring you guys quality projects that you enjoy. On that note, although I wouldn't consider this a project, but I have so much that I want to do for you guys, and so much stuff is in the works, but I'm beside myself right now because it's kind of late, and I'm rambling at this point. Wow. On that note,